Hi everyone, my name is Namrata. I'm going to show you today how to make brownies. What is the difference between a brownie and a chocolate cake? So brownies are, of course, supposed to originate in the United States. Hi everyone, my name is Namrata. I'm going to show you today how to make brownies. I think brownies are an absolute favorite and they're fairly simple to make as well. Let me run you through the ingredients that we use in making the brownies. First is of course the unsalted butter. We use a lot of chocolate, that's what gives brownies the fudgy texture. We have eggs, white sugar, brown sugar, cocoa powder, all-purpose flour, obviously a lot of good quality vanilla, some chopped walnuts, toasted and chopped walnuts, and some more chocolate for the topping. So I'm going to start right away with the process. The first step is of course to melt the butter. This is approximately 200 grams of butter. I'm going to take the butter and melt it. You can either melt it on the stove top or in the microwave. Some people prefer to use brown butter for their brownies. It does give a fudgier texture. So if you prefer to brown it on the gas and wait until the butter turns brown, that's your choice and preference. Often I am asked what is the difference between a brownie and a chocolate cake. They're both chocolate, they both contain cocoa powder. The biggest difference is the absence of leavening agents. Baking powder, baking soda are not present in a brownie, and that's what gives it the fudgy texture. As compared to a cake, which is spongy, light, airy, brownies are slightly more dense, they're fudgier, definitely much more chocolate. As you can see, my butter is nearly fully melted. You can see a couple of pieces of the butter. I'm now going to add the chocolate. I prefer to use 70% dark because I don't like my brownies too sweet. So I'm going to add the chocolate chunks. I use ready chocolate chunks. You can use skellets. You can chop up chocolate finely. That is your personal preference. As the chocolate melts in the butter, let me give you a little background in terms of the origin of brownies. So brownies are, of course, supposed to originate in the United States. It is said that the first official record of brownies being made was by Bertha Palmer from the Palmer House Hotel in Chicago. There was a convention happening in 1893, and it is said that she requested the chefs that she wanted bite-sized pieces to go into the luncheon boxes for the ladies. And that's when the chef came up with this dish. That is one of the stories about the origin of brownies. Okay, so our chocolate and butter have fully and completely melted together now. It looks absolutely fantastic in color. What I'm going to do now is add the sugars to it. Many people prefer to beat the eggs and add the sugar to it. I add the sugar to the melted butter. White sugar, a cup of white sugar, and a cup of brown sugar. It is essential for the butter to still be slightly warm when you add the sugar so that the sugars slightly melt, and that's what sometimes gives the shiny texture to the brownies on top, which looks like a meringue on top, the crackly texture, which most bakers absolutely want to perfect. I am now going to add the eggs to this mixture. Some people also prefer to add coffee. The eggs have now been fully incorporated into the butter, the sugars. I'm now going to add some vanilla. At this point of time, you're more than welcome to add a little bit of coffee. Approximately, I like to add close to a tablespoon. Brownies have come a very long way since the time they were first introduced. The first brownies that came out are said to have been covered with apricot jam. There are now also blondies, there are Nutella brownies, peanut butter brownies, many different kinds of brownies, Oreo brownies. The list goes on and is absolutely endless. Okay, as I had mentioned before, brownies don't have any kind of leavening agent. We add salt to the all-purpose flour and I add some salt to 1 cup of all-purpose flour, mix it up. I'm going to add the cocoa powder. As well as the all-purpose flour. They're both going in together, and at this point of time we whisk it as little as possible. All right, we are done with this fudgy brownie mixture. The last step is to put it into a pan, and I'm going to top it with some toasted walnuts and some chocolate chips. Here goes the brownie into the pan. These are going to bake at 170 in your oven, and it is important to get the brownies out before they're overdone. So my take is that when I put a tester inside, and even if it comes out with a few crumbs on it, I still take it out because it will still continue to cook in the oven. The toasted and chopped walnuts and some chocolate chips, and into the oven it goes, and you have the perfect set of brownies ready. Brownies are best enjoyed with some vanilla ice cream, chilled vanilla ice cream, and some warm gooey brownies. Absolutely the perfect dessert. There you go. All right, the brownies are out of the oven, cooled, and now we're going to cut them up just to show you the texture. Of these delights of heaven. There you go. The perfect brownies, fudgy, chewy, and if I may, I'm going to take a bite. Cheers.